everyone. Welcome to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce, and today we're back with another Women of Horror Spotlight. Today I have with us, she's an author, and she has an amazing trilogy out that's called the Grave Pulse series, as well as look out for the Dead Pulse series. I have with us, coming all the way from the UK, R. Richards. R. Richards, welcome to the Horror Room.
Hey.
So listen, you are a author. I mean, you are pumping out books. I believe you have 5 books in total out right now.
Uh, 10.
10. Whoa. Okay. Listen,
They're
you're
not
not
all
planning.
horror.
No, but you are not playing around. So
No.
first, let's jump in. Tell us a little bit about the Great Post trilogy.
It's set in America, and it's about a 16-year-old girl who basically it's the start of the apocalypse, and a family of preppers, but everybody dies except her.
Ooh.
And then she's left alone to survive the wastelands of the Walking Dead. But they're not just normal zombies.
Now, I love a good zombie story. Now, I have to ask you a question. As an author, 'cause I'm always curious about this. When you write a trilogy, when you wrote your first installment in a trilogy, did you mean for it to be a trilogy, or was the story so good you were like, boy, I need this story needs to continue. These characters need to continue. Let me go ahead and spread it over to at least another book or two.
Um, I thought it was going to be 2. I didn't think it was going to be 3. Um, because the characters are amazing. I mean, I've actually put my kids' names in the books and their characters in the books.
Did they
So
know that?
yeah, but there's a little whippersnapper called Buffy, and that's my daughter's name. And then there's another one called Steel, who's
Mhm.
hardcore, and he's like my son's name. And then there's the ex-military, ex-vet, who had his leg blown off by an IAD, and that's my other son, Blade. So, yeah, it's kind of a
Nice.
family book, really.
So when you were finish up the second book, what made you be like, you know what? Let's make this a trilogy.
I hadn't finished the story. Like, it just kept on running away with me, and there was more I could add to it. So I was just like, yeah. And the ending is mind blowing on this one as well. Everything that you think can happen in a zombie book, do it tenfold, and then you'll get somewhere. It's like, it's mental.
Now, as an author, listen, you're with these characters. These characters become like your babies. You're with these characters over 3 books. Is it tough at the end to basically, finish the story, put these characters away?
So much so that I'm thinking of doing a spin-off series for it. Yeah.
I was going to ask you that question next.
So basically I'm thinking about writing the characters before they meet the main character, which is Alex.
Hmm.
So, because there's a lot of really cool characters in there that are really like, you want to know more, you know?
Hmm. And
So,
and I see that you were in a Walking Dead shirt and you brought up The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead, I mean, I gave up on The Walking Dead. I'm not gonna lie on the last 3 seasons because it was just going on way too long. But The Walking Dead was such a groundbreaking, great show, and comic book series because it wasn't just main characters. You focus on there was all these little factions, these little groups, these other characters, and there was side stories going on off everywhere. Is that something that you try to do with your book as well?
oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. They've all got their own personalities. And one of my readers was quite gutted that I killed off a big part in the first book on the second book. But it just wasn't meant to be for him. So yeah, he went bye. I always meant to kill him off. So But some of the bigger characters, I mean, you've got an ex-Navy SEAL in there, you've got a sniper in there, you've got like Steele and his sisters Kay and Val. They used to train dogs for the rich and famous before the apocalypse happened. So there's all those stories that I've got in the back of my head that I want to write later. But at the moment, I am concentrating on the Deadpool series because I've learned that the more I'm writing the zombie apocalypse book, the more humorous I'm becoming. And the British ones are very sarcastic. The Deadpool's ones are extremely sarcastic.
Now, what about, listen, I'm a huge zombie fan, zombie video games, everything. What is it about the post-apocalypse zombie that causes people to backstab and fuck each other over?
But isn't that the human race in general?
Well, you would think it would bring people together, you know what I mean, and want to work together, but no, it does the same. I mean, it's worse.
No, well, if you've got no laws to abide to, and you're a bad person, then you're gonna go the extra mile to be even worse, aren't you?
Yeah, true.
You literally can get away with murder in the apocalypse, you can't do that in real life. So that I think that's a big part of it. I think people get, if they're nasty anyway, or if they've got a grudge to bear or a chip on their shoulder, as we say in Britain, or they've got mommy issues, or then that's what happens. They just get nastier because the world is their oyster. They've only got to deal with the dead.
That is true. Now, when you were writing this book, were you, because I think about this all the time. I think about, what if the zombie apocalypse happened? What would I do? Where would I go? Who would I take with me? Is that things, or when you write this book, were you thinking about like, where would I go if zombie apocalypse happen? What would I do?
I've
Who
always
would I
done
go
it.
with?
I've always done it. I'm a bit of a prepper, even though I'm in the UK. I'm a bit of a prepper.
So
So I've
where
got
would
my
you go?
water purification tablets. I did have a load of prep food, but the rats got it in the garage. Didn't know we had
Oh,
a rat problem until we moved here. And then I've got my little bow and arrow and stuff like that ready to go.
nice.
And my husband's a lorry driver, so we just go to his work, nick a lorry, and do it that way.
So I mean, so are you guys want to lock down and hunker down in your house, or are you guys want to go in the woods, or you guys want to find a cabin, go on a boat? What?
No, movement is life. Movement is life. Remember that. World War Z.
Mhm. That is true.
You don't stay in one place, otherwise you're dead.
Hmm. I 100%
But I must
agree.
admit, being in England, I'd hate it because it's so blooming cold over here. Even in the summer, it's horrible. So I don't think I'd appreciate having to live off the land and do what our Alex did in the book, the main character, because she like literally went everywhere on her own and made it work. And I'm not fit enough anymore. In my 20s, I'd have been fine, but not now.
Yeah, I agree. Because I feel like I have survival skills, but also too. I mean, I work in a funeral home, so I'm probably was pretty sure I would get killed first in a scenario, walking around the dead. But I feel like I don't. I feel like I have awareness. Like I'm very alert and aware of my surroundings. But like, especially at some point, you're gonna be by yourself for a long period of time, and like that has to be depressing.
And I'm kind of used to it. My husband works away all week, so I'm on my own all week, except for my kids. So I'm kind of used to it, to be honest. We moved away from where we used to live, which was where all my family and friends were. And ever since being an author, I just kind of throw myself into the books instead. So I'm kind of used
Definitely
to being
helps.
alone. I've got my characters.
Yeah, you don't have any distractions too. That definitely helps you as an author.
And to be honest, when you get older, you can't be bothered with the shit that comes out of people's mouths.
Yeah, people are annoying. Like I've always been an introvert, but I mean, like I'm 42 now. But when I was in my 20s and like early 30s, I felt like I had to be an extrovert. I had to go out clubs, bars, have friends. At 42, I don't give a fuck. I don't. I literally stay to myself. I really don't. I don't. I don't. People thought I was crazy for years because I used to travel the world by myself. They were like, "Ooh, why are you doing that by yourself? You don't want to take friends?" I'm like, "No, because I don't want anyone else to, set my schedule for me. If I'm
Yeah,
doing something, I want to wake up when I want to wake up. I want to do what I want to do. And guess what? If I want to do some nasty, dirty shit, I don't want any eyewitnesses."
yeah. Yeah, exactly. And like that's probably why you think you'd fit in the apocalypse.
Yes,
Because then you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, can't you? I mean,
kind of. Yeah,
don't get me wrong, I'm scared of zombies. Like they
yeah.
they terrify me, especially the ones in my book because they're weird. Like I've got 4 different types because they've literally upped their game in my book. So you've got the normal shufflers,
Mhm.
then you've got the ones that drift who are called the whisperers, and they call to you in the names of your dead loved ones,
Oh,
in your dead loved ones' voices. So like that's pretty
that's
mentally
freaky.
like, they're like zombies with a PhD in like fucking with your head. And then you've got the crawlers, which are the little baby ones who are ankle biters, and then you've got like the watchers who are the great big ones, bit like, if somebody bit a zombie that was on steroids and a gym bunny,
A big
those
bird.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But they like to toy with their food and they hunt alone. So they're all different extremes. But I think World War Z was a revelation for me. I don't think much of the dialogue in the film. I think
Mhm.
that let it down a lot because you hear them repeating themselves and stuff. But the actual fast zombies scared the poop out of me, like proper scared the crap out of me. And I know they were fast in Dawn of the Dead,
Mhm.
the 2014 one,
Mhm.
but they just weren't quite as scary as the ones in World War Z.
And the ones in Train to Busan are scary as shit too, because they're fast, and I don't know if you've seen that one, but they burst at you, and it's like, holy crap! There's nothing
Yeah,
scary. It's scarier than a fast moving zombie. Like, yeah.
no.
So listen, you also have another series out right now, Deadpool series. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, they're all going to be standalone on the Deadpool series. Even though it's a series, it
Mhm.
just means it's the British series as opposed to the American series. Um, so the first one is about a council estate mom who's got a mouth like a sailor, swears a lot, and she's hardcore. And she's got 6 kids, and they're all mixed race. And one of my chapters actually says, I think I actually called it racist C star NT because she knocks her out.
She don't play around.
The next door neighbor for being racist, she knocks her out. And again, it's at the beginning when the zombie apocalypse starts, and she's like, she's just so funny and so sarcastic. Like, I've got another chapter in there that's called Narcissistic Bellend because she does like little side jobs to get some money in for her kids because she can't live on benefits because it's not enough. And she's a cleaner and she goes around cleaning posh toffs flats. And yeah, at the end of it, she says, "Cheers, you narcissistic bellend," in that particular chapter. But that's before it all kicks off, and she's like, "What the hell?" So yeah, but she's brilliant. She's hilarious.
Now, do you have
And
a
then I'm going to be doing the next one in the Deadpool series is going to be called Crumpet FM, and I'm actually going to do a podcast with that one as well.
Oh,
And
nice.
that's a little bit of a secret, so I'm not sure how much I should say on that one.
Do you want to give a horror room exclusive?
Oh, all right then. Basically, it's a podcast, and people are going to think it's a radio phone-in show for conspiracy theorists.
Mm.
Mhm. And again, lots of sarcasm, lots of banter. All the conspiracy theories you can think of are in there. And of course, up pops the zombies every now and again. And she don't believe it, the radio host, because she thinks it's bull like the rest of it.
That's by the way, that's a brilliant idea. That's a brilliant idea. If something really happened, like like that would be the perfect scenario to call it that happen on a conspiracy theory radio show, and people are like, "Is this really happening or not? Or is this the wackos who?"
Well, at one point, she does actually say, "Come on, Ant and Dec, come out. I know you're in there somewhere." Which is like, I don't know if you know who they are, but they're like our comedian duo for being show hosts.
Hmm.
And on a lot of things they do, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and they're two like Newcastle lads, and sometimes they go around stitching stars up and famous people up. So yeah, so that's where that come from. But it goes on about the flat Earth. It goes on about pigeons with surveillance units, and it goes on about what else? What else? Paul McCartney. You know, it's not Paul McCartney; it's Fall McCartney, or Foul McCartney, depending on what part of the country you come from, and lots of other bits and pieces, loads of different conspiracy things thrown in there just to baffle the hell out of the host. And she just rips into them and takes the absolute piss out of them constantly. So I thought Council Estate Queen was sarcastic. And then I wrote Crumpet FM and I was like, oh my God, this is hilarious. So yeah.
Now, is it hard? So you told me that you put your kids into your books. Now, do you actually character wise? Do you actually take somebody that you may not like in real life and put them in as a character, like their characteristics, and off them?
Yeah, I wrote a book which is called The Footlocker, which is kind of horror thriller. And I named the killer Kevin.
Who's that? Your ex-husband or somebody?
It was some years and years and years ago. Like I hit rock bottom, and everyone who I thought was my friends weren't,
Hmm.
and he was one of those friends.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the Footlocker's again quite sarcastic and hilarious. It's a bit rude as well, and he's your everyday like think falling down meets Ed Gaines. He's the perfect husband, the perfect dad, the perfect neighbor, the perfect bloke in suburbia in America, and perfect insurance executive. He's called Golden Boy at work because he's like a shark at work. And yeah, and then as you get to know him, you're like, what the hell is he doing? And he's got a fetish for feet. Just feet. Nothing else, just feet. Anyway, I
Now,
won't give too much
yeah.
of that story away, but it's pretty sick. It's pretty dark. It's quite yeah, it's first person POV and you're in the mind of a serial killer, no two ways about it.
All right, so I'm putting that one on my list. By the way, I'm putting all your books on my list. Now I have a question. How can everyone find your books? Are Amazon, Kindle Unlimited, all that good stuff?
Amazon, Kindle Unlimited, they are on Barnes and Noble and Waterstones through Draft to Digital, but only the paperbacks. Because obviously, if you're in Kindle, you can't go anywhere else with your ebooks. But I am considering changing that, or I'm going to write some that aren't going to be in Kindle. Not really sure what to do about that. Yeah, I'm not sure which is the best way to go, really. It's a whole learning curve, this author business, you know.
I bet you it's brand new. It's a brand new thing. It's constantly changing too.
Yeah, yeah, and
Constantly
it's
changing.
hard work. You have to learn everything. You have to learn like book funnel. I mean, book funnel was pretty easy, but I'm really struggling with story on it origin. I'm 52 and I'm not great online at stuff. And I've got an ADHD brain as well. So when I write, I literally just sit there and it flows. I
Hmm.
don't stop.
Wow.
I don't map it out. I don't do any of that. I literally just sit there and type. And I can type for 15 hours a day because the story's just going that well. I have to set my alarm to do things for my kids when they need stuff like lunch and dinner because I home educate as well. And like thank God for computers because I could just say, here's your homework, here's your schoolwork. I think they do get a little bit like, can we do a bit more with you now? Yeah, all right then. But there are times where I've thought, oh, it's dinner time and I forgot to cook something.
By the
So
way, but don't take your books over Kindle Unlimited yet, because I need to read them. By the way, listen, this is my friendly sponsor for Amazon, which, listen, Jeff Bezos, you should be watching my show. I would love you to sponsor me. Kindle Unlimited is if you're a reader and you want to read a lot of new things and find a new author that you don't know about and jump into it, Kindle Unlimited is absolutely amazing because you can get X amount of books for one monthly price. Kindle Unlimited, use the promo code Horror Realm, which is not a thing, but I wish it was. But Kindle Unlimited is amazing. It really is. But
I must
also,
admit that's where I read my books now because I'm staring at the screen all the time.
hmm
Even though I've got 20/20, I've had to get glasses for reading.
hmm
And like I've read a couple of the books and I'm like, uh, I've got a Scottish author that I really like, who's got the Safe Haven series, Christopher Artanian, and he writes zombie apocalypse and horror.
oh nice.
And you should get him on. He's great. And I love his Safe Haven series and the End of Everything series, and now he's got an Unsafe series as well. Um, but I bought one of his books and I was like, oh my god, it's so small I can barely read it. Like, whoa. So like
Just zoom
at
that
least
bad
on
boy
my
in with
Kindle
the
I
Kindle.
can put a black
Yeah.
background and I can put it large and I don't have
Uh-huh.
to wear my glasses to read it.
Exactly. It's the same thing with me. Same thing with me. I'm getting older. I can't see shit anymore. So Kindle. I do like my physical copies, but Kindle is amazing as well.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm actually I've just spent today actually changing the GravePulse covers because I like the covers I've got on them, but I don't think it's giving enough horror vibes on all of them.
Now, are they the
So
ones?
I've now gone through and I've sorted out perfect covers today for all three books. I'm not sure when I'll be changing them,
Okay.
um, but the new covers are going to be brilliant, and hopefully I'll get more people reading them then because they'll definitely know that they are horror zombies. I think I went the wrong way about it, and I kind of like the idea of having the characters on the front.
hmm
Um, but I think when everyone's seen my Dead Post cover and gone, wow, that's amazing, like, really love that cover. It's really dark and you can tell what genre it is. I thought,
hmm
do you know what? I really ought to do that for Grave Post because Grave Post has got my heart. It's such a good story. And it's just not getting enough readers to read it, which is a shame, really, because it literally is um crazy. Like everything you think could happen and more happens in Grave Pulse.
Holy moly! Well, I can't wait for it to read it. I'm being serious. Listen, Roxy, it's been a blast having you on. Listen, everybody, get your asses over to Amazon, Kindle Unlimited, Barnes and Noble, wherever you get your books, and grab the Grave Post trilogy as well as Dead Post. And listen, and all Roxy's books. I mean, Richard's books. Google R. Richards. That's what you're not gonna look, not Roxy. All right, listen. Roxy,
It's Roxy Rich when I write my thrillers, and then it's like R. Richards for the horror. So
so
the Foot Locker is under Roxy Rich.
so you got to switch back and forth, but you'll
Yeah.
find it. Trust me. You look at books, you'll find it. Roxy, it's been a blast having you on.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming to another edition of the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce, and that's R. Richards. We'll see you next time. Take care.